So, this is Noseblind. Let's get into it straight away. So in case you hadn't noticed, Craig and Alex, my preference of choice is to use Neural DSP, mainly because I'm familiar with it, to be fair. If I had a Kemper, I'd probably be all over it, but I don't. So, um, yeah, Neural DSP it is. Sounds really good. It's not that expensive. Um, yeah, we'll get onto that in a second. Uh, let's just have a quick listen to what the guitar tone actually sounds like. Yeah, that gives you that. So just having a quick look at it, I've got a bit of compression on. That's tickling over. It's got a nice fast attack. I absolutely adore the fact that it has this feature on this plugin. Gain, boost. I just literally haven't touched anything. I've just put the boost on, which is doing exactly what the name says. Overdrive, again, I'm using it to do this mediation between muddy and dry. I've left it as muddy as possible. Just because of that indie kind of grungy feel. Just a little bit of drive, just tickling over there. The amp itself is, I mean, it looks trippy. So master all the way up. I think I talk about it in the other video, but the more master you have up, the more you're pushing the amp, so the thicker sound you'll get. So master is flattened out, and actually the joy of recording at home, because this is actually recorded to like minus 18 dB, which I just because I don't have people sitting behind me and listening to TikTok and whatever, I can actually record this properly. Can you tell I'm annoyed? This took me so long to record, just because we did it at college a couple of times. There was hiss on the guitars because I had to use a college guitar instead of the nice Swedish one, which I forget the name of, because the performance kids had nicked it, and they really don't need it. They really don't. It's not going to help them improve overnight, is it? Um, yeah, so I basically recorded all of this at home. And it was quite an interesting working method to kind of get bouncing back. So I'd record something, and then mainly Alex would go, "Yeah, I like it, but it's shit," and then I'd be like, "Oh, okay." So then I'd have to re-record it and just see what it. Yeah, it came up with something good. This lead guitar took me ages to like a-okay with the group, and then finally I got it recorded, and yeah, run it through this. Made a really nice preset here. Everybody seems to love the tone. Although I did send it to them and they all went, "It's crap," and then I sent it to them again and they all loved it. But anyway, that's the wonderful world of musicians. So I've got two. Sorry, let's go back here. Yeah, gain down. Haven't touched any of the EQ. A little bit of presence, actually, haven't I? Yeah, a little bit of presence just to give it that sparkle on the top end. So I've chosen two ribbon mics because I want this to be another melody line interweaving with Alex's vocals. I don't want it to be something that gets mixed up with the cymbals. What I've learned out from bitter experience is that the cymbals with the overhead, the valve, it's not a preamp. That's what it's called. Brain fade. The valve preamp makes them really like that's I don't know. There's a lot of mid like high mid frequencies, and it just clashes so much with the guitars. So to keep it low, kind of intertwine it with the vocals, mix it back a bit. Really good decision. That's why I've got the two ribbons. Just so it complements Alex's voice, and also it's kind of still got that muddy, grungy kind of feel to it, but it's also indie. So didn't do anything with the multi-voicer. So Tim talks about this amp quite a bit. And he in his drooling American accent, he goes, "Oh yeah, I love to boost my mids, na 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 na." He doesn't love to boost his mids. He plays through amps that are scooped, like the tonal characteristic is scooped. So in order for him to get even anywhere near a flat line lead, he has to boost his mids, and that's what he does. So yeah, I've done that. Although I say mids, I've boosted around 1k. Yeah, so that's the tonal characteristic of this amp, is that it is scooped already. Yeah, so the main reason I actually use this preset is because it has a chorus, and choruses are very indie, this kind of feel. I think it sounds really good. Without the chorus, it sounds a bit naff. Sounds like you could be playing for Polyphia, and then that is the hardest run of the entire piece. And I don't know whether you can see this, but actually, the amount of takes it took me to get that run is mildly disturbing. And that's only because it's economy picking, and I'm not very good at economy picking or sweep picking. Yeah, so some of these are just kind of 1 takes or 2 takes, just taking the nice bit out of it. Yeah, no, it's really nice. I'm very happy with how I've structured the song, and also I've structured my amp, my cabism. I think I've been quite clever with taking this and making it sit in the mix with 2 ribbon mics, and it really complements Alex's voice, rather than kind of screaming underneath the cymbals. What would I change about this? Well, I think the time and effort that has gone into this has been ridiculous. I'm really proud of what I've managed to do. I think if I could do it again, I think because of the way that the recording process of the entire song happened, we just started this and we were so naive. We knew nothing about it, and then we've kind of got a bit better. So the drums are not, it's not amazingly in time in parts, especially with course of action. We didn't really know anything about drum comping or phase alignment, etc., etc. But that does mean that the lead is kind of, it really is trying its very best, because it kind of floats over everything to hold it together and give it that humanistic feel. Same with Alex's vocal. Those 2 things, without it, I think the whole track would fall apart. It sounds robotic, sounds just bad. If you can hear in this middle section here, I mean, look, WhatsApp audio. Someone sent me that as an MP3 just to play along to. I think I had Contact, and I went, wouldn't it sound awesome with a synth in that bit? And Jamie was like, let me work my magic. Jamie put that in, and he actually messed around. I'm not sure how he did it. He's put like a cut off on my guitar, and he automates it up. It's interesting because it's got polyrhythms going as well. So you've got one guitar that's going da 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 da, and one going da 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 da, or whatever it is I've decided to do as a guitarist. It kind of instinctively happens. But yeah, I'm really the whole piece really for me holds. It's that I wanna be Noseblind, ba ba, that kind of it's got that. It's on the sort of beat too. Let's just think about that for a second. Okay, I'm not going to think about that. I'm just going to accept that there is a lovely little catchy 2-beat rhythmic hook, and that is what makes this song. We've been very true to ourselves. This is probably the truest to the people writing it, and I'm really proud of what we've managed to put out. A couple of interesting rhythmic timing bits, but after just progressing throughout the whole thing, I think it's super well done, superly well done. Yeah, and the choices that we've made. So we started off using the Kemper, we moved away from the Kemper because it's just, I think I was trying to get Henry to record the guitars for this, and he just didn't understand what the Kemp was doing. And I can, but I find it very hard to record guitars at college. I'd much rather be quiet and alone. So yeah, DSP's been a saviour, and yeah. Right, awesome. Thus concludes lead guitars, and I hope Jamie does another one on how he actually mixed the guitars all together at the end.